How you going, everyone? I'm a little bit sleepy because my sleep's all over the shop at the moment. Um, I I'm getting enough sleep each day, but it's just at different times. Maybe I need to get a little bit more, but I'm having pretty bad nightmares, so I don't particularly want to be sleeping. So when I do sleep, it's um it's not the best. Hopefully the nightmares go. They're uh, pretty understandable. At least I'm having nightmares, but um, I'm not having major trauma or triggers or flashbacks or anything like that at the moment. So um, it's pretty bad when you have that during the daytime and then during your sleep you have nightmares. You can't escape it. So um, things is um, slowly getting better for me. Um, MJG's here, awesome. MJG says hi, Luke, over. So I just got to live with the nightmares at the moment and try and at least I think about them and I try and understand them and what's happening in them. So, and they're not the sort of nightmares where like they'll make me upset for the rest of the day. They'll just be upsetting during the nightmare, and then when I wake up, um, so I've got an optimistic outlook towards how I deal with them and what I do, sort of moving forward. You know, just accept that they're going to be there for a while, and it's just part of this part of my life. Um, I know that they won't be there forever. It'll get better. And maybe if I focus on you know doing the other work that I need to be doing, which I sort of haven't for the last while, maybe when I start doing that, like it'll give a space for the nightmares to disappear, basically. So as it is at the moment, um, I'm not doing enough. I'm doing as much as I can at the moment, but um, I need to be doing more. And you know, AJ's here. How you going, AJ? AJ says hi, everyone. AJ, awesome to see you here, mate. Um, so, um, yeah, this last week has been pretty slow again. I thought it would be a lot more productive, but I guess I just needed more time. You know, I didn't realize what it was going to be like, and so this next week, will hopefully be what I plan to be for this week. And I'm not placing too much. I'm not getting angry at myself or anything like that for not achieving. Awesome. Are you sure here? Are you sure says, hi all, I'm walking. That's awesome. It's cool that you can be doing something and listen to the stream. So yeah, hopefully next week will be filled with a lot of productivity, and that it'll mean sort of the next sort of step for me. So I've got a lot of work to do as far as really to actually get to that next stage of healing, and that's what I'm working on. It's going to be the things that I'm going to achieve this year are going to be pretty amazing, I think. And I can see myself like, this time next year, looking back at what I've achieved in the last year, and then being amazed at it, And I look back a year ago, I was in complete hell this time. This time last year was just horrible. And I think about everything that I achieved in the last year, and it's pretty amazing. So if I can just continue with that and build on it, like even if it's just a small amount, like what I achieved last year, given the situation, I wrote over 250 poems, and started doing these live streams, and I did a lot of trauma healing in the last year, and a lot of research into how to heal. So I've got, like at the end of last year, I bought, I think, 4 books on trauma, or 5 books. 5 books on trauma and healing. So actually, I've got a lot more than that, but I think I have 5 or 6 or something. I could get the list out, but either way, I've got a lot of books to read, and so once I've read those books, I'm sure I'll have a much better understanding of what works and what could work, and what I need to be doing. So yeah, included in that list is a couple of really good mindfulness books, which one of them I've read half of, and it's really good. So for me, that's my main sort of modality of for healing is mindfulness and nature therapy or ecotherapy, and I want to start practicing it and actually do it as a business. So I'm confident about the mindfulness and also the nature therapy. I don't even know if I'll call it nature therapy, although it seems to be a good name. It's something that has many names. Ecotherapy is the original name when it was sort of developed in the modern times, and since then, it's had several names given to it. But it's a combination of spending time in nature, doing mindfulness in nature, doing art therapy, bushcraft, So like bushcraft is, you know, how to um, how to make a campfire and how to do that safely, how to set up a tent and camp, you know. Um, uh, it extends into more practical um, things, like orientation, being able to read maps and know where you are. Um, Observation, like that's where the mindfulness is, like just being in nature and sitting under a tree and listening to the sound of the birds and feeling the wind and thinking about where the direction the wind's coming from, and reading the weather and just being present. It's healing. It reduces your stress hormones and your heart rate and improves brain function. And it's all been done, proven you know in research. And nature's the most um, powerful thing. It's right there. Even if you live in a city, you can find somewhere that's close to nature. Curly's here. Awesome. Curly says hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm a big fan of nature therapy or ecotherapy, and then it extends into um, sort of it- then you know you have um, gardening, having um, planning uh, a garden and looking after it. It's um, it's a really good thing, you know. Um, I have troubles where I am because the bush turkeys just come and rip up the garden. So, but I'm gonna maybe set up some netting or something so that I can still have like a herb garden and that they can't get to. Um, so that'll be something I do. But like um, it's ecotherapy or nature therapy is a very powerful thing, and you don't need a guide to do it. You can just go and do it yourself. But if you know if you can do it through someone who practices it, they will help. And there's been amazing results from it from people. Could be like it goes from spending a few hours in nature. Could be just sitting under a tree. It could be going for a walk. Could do art therapy out in nature. You could do the bushcraft stuff, like I was saying, cooking food and having an open fire um, and camping. And then there's extended um, sort of doing like multi-day walks or even multi-week. Some ecotherapy programs go for a month or 2 months, um, and they have massive results. And so that's like in America, there's a thing where veterans go along. I think it's the Appalachian Trail or one of the big walks in America, and they awesome. Amanda's here, says hi. I'm hi from Michigan. Awesome. So yeah, I'm talking about something from America at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Appalachian Trail, but like it's one of the big trails. But it's like it goes for many weeks. So like by the end of the program, the participants have really gone through amazing transformation, and it gives a lot of time to reflect. Often they're on their not not always on their own. Sometimes people do it on their own and they hike on their own, but it's usually in small groups, so they look after each other, and they'll stop off along the way at small townships, and where they'll meet communities that welcome them in, and like they welcome them in, and they have a big feast. Like they have a big um, group communal um, cooking. Like there's all this food, and everyone sits around and they talk about their journey, and they get to stay in the town for the night, and then they continue on the hike the next day. So that gives them, sort of rest spots, and then they can, replenish their food and stuff like that for their next part of the journey. And um, but it doesn't have to be as structured as that. You can do. There's a lot of all around the world. There's walks that are like 2 day or 3 day walks. You need to have the equipment. I mean, I've got the equipment. I've got the tent, the hike, the hammock, and the backpack, and the shoes, and the cooker, and there's not much I have to actually spend money on to actually do a hike like that. So that's something that, like I'll write that down, because that's something that I could start planning. I wouldn't want to do it now. I'd rather wait a few months until it starts getting cooler, because it's in the middle of summer here. So yeah, maybe I could plan a few um, decent hikes, and that'll be great experiences for me, and give me something to plan to look forward to. Um, there's all the difficulties that you got to go through pain. You get sore, and you might twist your ankle or get bitten by insects and all this sort of stuff. But Conan's here. Awesome. I haven't seen you for ages. Conan says, "Hey, good. See you, mate. Yeah, yeah, good to see you too." So yeah, that's something I've got it written down, is to plan a decent hike. Um, Having space and time is a big thing for it. That's part of that form of ecotherapy, where um, you've got this long, days and days of walking through the forest, and it gives you time to think and reflect, Amanda's here as well. Oh no, sorry, Amanda was here before saying, yeah. Amanda's continuing. NCT in Michigan is especially the Upper Peninsula. It's an amazing adventure. Recommend to everyone who's able. Yeah, that's awesome. I was actually looking at that on Google Maps, not that walk, but a friend of mine was talking about the peninsula, and I forget the name they call them. People that live on the peninsula, upper, Upers. They call them Upers. The people that live on the Upper Peninsula, which is the peninsula on the lake. And there's a bunch of islands there. And there's like an island that doesn't have any cars. It's got like only horses and things like that. So, but that sounds like an awesome. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, if you've got, that's you. Yes, Upers, and they call the people below the bridge trolls. The bridge trolls. Classic. There must be a lot of bridges there. Amanda says, I'm born and raised lower. There you go. But that's cool. Like you can always, and it sounds like the Upper Peninsula's got like wilderness areas, so you can always drive there. There you go. Amanda says there is one bridge that separates the peninsula. The Mackinac Bridge, Mackinac. There you go. And there must be ferries or something. How do they get to the other islands? They must have boats or ferries, but then without cars. Well, at least to one of them. And yeah, I saw some photos of that area and those islands, and it's beautiful, really beautiful. It sort of looks, it reminded me of the Mediterranean, except like obviously it gets freezing cold in winter. Australiana's here, awesome. Australiana says g'day. Awesome to see you here, Australiana. So I shared your song on the community page, but I think it was like, I don't know if many people have seen it yet. So I might share it again or something like that. That's what I think that happens a bit. Yeah, Australiana says thanks. With the community page on YouTube, sometimes it doesn't show up on your feed like as much. I've noticed that myself with other people's community pages. Like you got to scroll ages before you see it. So maybe I'll like send feedback to YouTube and say put the community page further up the top in people's streams so that people can actually use it more. Because I'd use it more, and I think that it's a great feature just to have, written engagement rather than everything being videos. YouTube having like a better element of having, but if people don't even see it, they don't even know it's there. You got to click on it and stuff like that. So Amanda says losing service. Have a good day. All yes, ferries. There you go. Thanks for being here, Amanda, and it was nice to have that chat. So yeah, it's good to. I didn't know about the bridge trolls, so now I know that. And what was the name? NCT. It must be like the national park or the hike. But yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, like I want to, you know, especially wait a few months and then do one of these multi-day hikes. You know, and even in the next couple of weeks, I could probably do a camping trip just for 2 days or something like that. That'll be something. I want to build like a camper section to my ute, so I can go camping easily. That'll help me a lot, making it easier. So I've been thinking about doing that for a while. So yeah, that's it. Take us out places, fishing, day trips. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Wouldn't that be? Oh, look, that's awesome. I'm going to write that one down, Australiana. Definitely. Yeah, we'll have to plan a trip. You can take me fishing. Like, I'm vegetarian, so you'll get all the fish we catch. But I'm still happy to go fishing. Like, I used to go fishing a lot when I was younger, and very therapeutic fishing. Like any sort of thing like that where you sort of become present and you have something you're doing, like you've got to prepare, and then you go and you do it, and then while you're there, you're in nature and you're sort of experience nature, and you just calm right down. You know, you gives you time to think in a different state of mind. You know, it's not easy to do when you're with trauma. Like you have a barrier prevents you from actually starting or doing something. You know, I've got my guitars there. Guitar for me is like a big thing, and but then it's a barrier because you know I don't just pick it up. It's there's something stopping me from playing. You know, and so I've got to work on breaking that barrier, and that's I'm going to write that down as well because that's something that's good for me to focus on. So I'm doing pretty good as far as compared to where I was the last few years. You know, it shows that I'm certain way along the healing path. You know, so I need to not stop what I'm doing. I need to keep going with it and get to that next level. Australiana says I'm going fishing. It's too nice to be indoors today. We don't sit with trauma. We get alone and lose our purpose. I'm the same with guitar. I've always done it, but just to be able to physically. Sorry, just to be able to physically. Yeah. If we can all live a day not thinking about ourselves, we are less traumatized. That's brilliant, and that's the key, isn't it? There are times where it is good to actually, you know, to think about things. Part of processing trauma is to actually confront things. But like, I think your point is really, really good, and like, the more days you can do that, the more days you can like not think about yourself and just be, and do things that are nourishing, and like you said, on a beautiful day, like being inside, it will keep you stuck. So, I have anxiety, which makes it difficult for me to get out in public on the weekends, especially. And when I go outside, I like to be in nature and alone, sort of thing. So, but that's fine. Like, if I'm in nature, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm I'm there, part of nature. Like, so. But doing stuff, you know. So Kelly says, yeah, being in nature is extremely therapeutic. I enjoy hiking, but I haven't done it much lately since it's winter here. We've had snow and ice. I enjoy walking in nature and I miss it and miss it. Um, I mean, that is a barrier here. It's the opposite. It gets so hot in summer, you don't want to go for walks because it's just too hot. But then it's a great time of year to do night hike, night walking. Um, yeah, when it gets when it snows and gets ice, like really cold, like that just means you can't do it, and that's unfortunate. So hopefully in the fall, or in the spring, um, you'll get um, some good hikes in Curly. I hope that happens. That's an awesome comment there, Australiana. Take the eye out. We need uh, we need not focus on ourselves and how we feel. The trauma happened. It's not happening unless you haven't changed the situation in which it originally happened. Pick your people. That's a really good comment. You know, so it's a good way of reframing. Is that you know, um, in a lot of ways. So taking the eye out and making it we, because it is something that we should and we can all do. And um, you're absolutely right. Is the thing is that moving past or healing from trauma is recognizing that it's not happening now, and that gives us comfort, and that even though there might still be pain there, or triggers, and you know in some cases the trauma hasn't completely gone, in some ways, depending on the situation, it might have lessened, but like some of the some of the triggers could be unavoidable. and that can be difficult. So when that's the case, that's when you need to actually try and, like you were saying, is change it up and pick your people. Like, so if there's people that are causing you to stay stuck, um, don't spend as much time around them, because it's dragging you down. So it's not always their fault. Some people don't realize it, and we can be our own worst enemy with that too. And that's sort of going back to the point of what you're saying is not getting stuck in it, is that, and being able to move past it. Um, it's not easy, but it's certainly something that you need, or we need to do, is to you know do the processing, the work, do all these things that are going to nourish your life and give you happiness, and avoid the situations that are going to get you stuck, and then eventually you can process these things and move on from them. So, but that's a really good point, Australiana. AJ says, absolutely, I'm starting to forget myself and look to connect with others. It's a great positive feeling. That's a really good comment there, AJ. You know, um, this is how I'm connecting. As far as, like, I'm pretty isolated, and um, these streams help me connect and make new friends and things, and that's made brought a lot of joy to my life, and also a lot of healing. And I'm not yet at the stage to want to try and do too much, but I am that's it is good when you've gotten to that point where you're feeling great and positive about this change, and you've noticed it. You've gone, now I'm at this point where I'm ready for this next change. So, are you sure? Says, so true, Australiana. Yeah, absolutely. It's really there's some really good advice from everyone today. Hey, AJ says, yeah, got to pick your people. I first heard Adam Savage giving it as life advice. Yeah, I think it helps. I one of my problems was I was sort of stuck with, at times, the wrong people, and I was just getting traumatized, re-triggered, and it would cause me to stay dissociated, and it took me a long time to realize that it was, you know, um, I was the one who had to change, change what I was doing, where I was, and stuff like that. Australiana says, hi, are you sure? Australiana says, if a trigger was something on a gun still, and trauma wasn't something we have but went through, well, scoot off now. Have an awesome. I will scoot off now. Have an awesome day. Wait, I'll read that one again. if a trigger was something on a gun still, and trauma wasn't something we have but went through. Yeah, that's a really good point. I'll scoot off now. Have an awesome day. So that's a really good one. Have an awesome day, Australiana. Really hope you'll fill your day with like joy and happiness. Curly says, Luke, I'm so thankful to you. Oh no, I'm so thankful for your streams. You have a wonderful community here. Thank you, Curly. That's beautiful. And I appreciate that a lot. And you know, it's this community of people that you know, it's us. You know, you've made this, you know. So we've all made this. So I thank you as well, Curly, you know, for being awesome and like but thank you so much, you know. And doing these streams has helped me so much. And you know, I look at what I achieved last year, and then I think, okay, this year is going to be just that next stage. Next, okay, you know, things are going to just keep getting better. And you know, I sort of started doing the streams when I was at my worst, or just after my worst. You know, like I was worn out and I was been basically bedridden, and it's helped me function again. So, and the thing I love about it, everyone's got all this life experience and advice, which really helps. We all share with each other, so it's pretty special. I'm going to keep doing these streams, Curly. You know, once or twice a week. It's a beautiful community. It's friendly, and like we'll just keep it going, and keep encouraging each other on our healing journey. You know, so Sam's here. Sam likes fruits here. Says, I don't know why I'm here. I don't, because I don't know, because it's a fun place to be. Haven't seen you for ages, Sam. Hope you're doing well. So, I don't know if like you get the really cold where you are, or where it gets pretty cold. It sure says took me a long time to realize my situation wasn't healthy. Once I was aware that feelings do fade in real time, I let myself heal. Yeah, that's a beautiful comment. So it does take self-realization, and that's part of that whole thing of surrender is can be for that. It's like realizing that you don't have to you can change your outlook on things. You can change your feelings, and you can change your whole life. And a lot of it's to do with um, that surrender of letting go. But it's like the realization that you can change, or the realization that things can get better, and that you know that is that thing about trying to let go, but you're still holding on. So you just can't properly let go. So, but with once you surrender, you just you know it just happens, and it is liberating. AJ says, "Yeah, Luke, you have a great community growing here. That's awesome." That's another lovely comment. Thanks, AJ. It's yeah, everyone is pretty caring towards each other, um, and also it's inspiring and encouraging when you people talking about the care they have for themselves as well, you know, in what they're working on. So Australiana says we don't need to wait until death is imminent to see life's joy. When isolation was a physical thing, it's now a modern term for lonely. Just go out and remove self doubt. The kisses, ciao. Kisses and a hug. That's a beautiful comment, Australiana. I love your determination and strength, and um, yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, you know, it there is barriers though with isolation where it will there can be factors that force you to be isolated, you know. But even with that, you know, um, we decide like, you know, it's getting out there and doing something and meeting people and engaging with the community or something, you know. And it will be something to for me to take that next step. Um, so you know, one thing I was going to start is like a you know, I have difficulties joining clubs or social groups, so I thought I could start my own. I've done that here, and it's working really well. So um, I was going to start or thinking of starting a sunset watches club. So, and I was thinking of actually doing that as part of my business, you know, because I wanted to actually make that part of my business. But then I thought, you know, maybe I still could um, have it associated with it, even if I don't charge money for it, you know, and it could help people in situations like mine, you know, to actually just go and watch the sunset with other people and just enjoy that. And it'd be pretty relaxed, and I think it would attract the right people. Aisha says, "Hi, Australiana. Your voice is angelic, beautiful song." It is. That's such a. I get shivers when I listen to that song. She's got an angelic voice. Absolutely. Australiana says, "Are you sure?" Um, sure. Oh, thanks. I'll keep singing. Absolutely. You got to keep singing. Australiana says, "I feel like knowing people after being here. Know thyself may make a comeback. After all!" Exclamation mark. Send me some lyrics. I'll sing for you. That's that's an awesome idea. I'll go through my poems and I'll try and find a poem that I've written that could be lyrics. So it's a good idea. Emma Bell's here. Awesome. See you here, Emma Bells. Really awesome. Emma Bell says, hi, Luke and everyone. Yeah, it's been because you were Hermione for a while, and you've gone back to Emma Bells. I hope the weather's there nice for you too. You know, although it is freezing cold this time of year. So I've never experienced the snow, Evan Bells. I've never been to the snow, so I don't know what it's like. One day I'll actually get there. It'll be a good experience. You know. And apparently Australia's got, if you add it all up, we actually do have a lot of snowfields. You know, it's the equivalent of the Alps apparently. It's just spread out. So I've never been to the snow, so one day I'll actually get there. I was hoping to move to Tasmania a long time ago, and I would have lived right next to the snow, so I would have seen it all the time. A Shaw says, I have one for you, Australiana, in Portuguese, but I thought of your melody. That's awesome. A Shaw, that write it down, and you can put the lyrics in the community page. Maybe we'll somehow get this song to Australiana. Yeah, singing in Portuguese will sound awesome. Shaw continues, even if it's a different time zone, sunset, we build a connection with like-minded beings in our own journey. It's exponentially positive. That's beautiful with the stars. I love that. Shaw says, hi, Emma Bells. Australiana says, so true, the connection we create, filling the cup. Exactly. You know. Shaw says, I'm looking for it. Awesome. Australiana, I hope you're ready to sing a song in Portuguese. But yeah, Portuguese is a great language for singing. AJ says, our own journey. Find yourself as yourself, and you'll be happy one day. That's a really good one. Being content and comfortable with yourself is a really, it's a good start. And it's not just the start; it's like it's a major thing. So, I'm used to being a bit overweight. You know, like my weight's fluctuated over the years, up and down, lots of times. But yeah, I don't feel comfortable in myself with my weight at the moment. So I'm happy with, like, I think I will lose the weight and not by trying to lose it, just by getting physical and just doing things. And then I'll, like, you know, I'm talking about having the sort of wrong outlook of trying, because I don't feel comfortable when I look at myself in the mirror. And I can't wear, all my shirts are starting to like get too tight on me. So I've realized I've got to make a change. But even though I don't mind so much, you know, the fact that I'm a bit overweight. But I will feel better when I've gotten back to where I was, or you know, I know it's a strange sort of example talking about that because you're talking about something that's sort of different, but like I'm comparing it to body image. But like if I can just be happy and content with where I am, and not let that, like, why have this barrier for exercising than to actually lose weight? It should be exercising makes you feel good. Lose a bit of weight on the side makes it better, and be happy with, in my own body. Like, be happy with what I look like, um, and then just work towards improving it. Not because I don't, not because I don't like the way I look. You know what I mean? It's like changing the perspective to being content, not putting like a requirement on it, but also not having the barrier. So Evan Bell says it's winter season, but we only had a snow for one day. It doesn't stay in the city. You have to go to the mountains. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Like, it all melts off even if it does snow, like, or even doesn't like, you don't get it all on your roof and all on the ground. It just melts away, sort of thing. So yeah. So you would have seen lots of snow though in your time, and seeing the snow-capped mountains would be pretty spectacular. Emma Bell says, "Yeah, and I can't afford that either. It's so expensive. Even if you don't ski, you pay for a ticket. Oh, that's full on. You pay for a ticket just to go, even if you don't ski. That's not fair. You should be able to go to the mountains and not have to pay. We at least have national parks here where you can go for a walk in the national park, and you can drive and you can park at a car park and you don't have to pay for a ski ticket. But to access like the ski field, so yeah, yeah, that's strange because you'd think, like, if you didn't have to pay for a ticket, you could go for a trip and then go for a walk in the snow, and then like, you know um, spend spend a bit of money at the lodge, have a meal at the ski lodge. Emma Bell says, "Hi, are you sure?" with a smiley face. Australiana says, "AJ, find yourself a great thought. As yourself, love it." Yeah, that's it. I guess that's the point I was trying to make about my weight, is that to be comfortable, content, happy that I'm a little bit overweight, don't get angry at myself, and that'll help, sort of thing, you know. And I like to exercise by going for walks in nature, and I used to go kayaking, and um, definitely a lot of bushwalking, and that is finding myself, is to get back into that. You know, I'll write that one down because it's something I need to try and make a habit out of. You know, do it as often as I can, and AJ says, thanks, Australiana. The exclamation mark. Are you sure? Says, it's the only way. Yeah. Australiana's got the fish, so Australiana's going to go fishing. I hope you catch some awesome fish today, and you catch some fish that can make your lunch or your dinner. Don't, and you have to take me to the beach or whatever. I don't know. Do you have to get like a permit to go on the surf side? I'll look into that. But I've got the vehicle. Be nice to do that. It's been like, yeah, wow, 24 years since I've been to the surf side along the beach. So yeah, catch some fish, Australiana. AJ says, yeah, with the sunnies emoji. A Shaw says, yuppers. Yeah, that's cool. Australiana says, bye guys, enjoy being you, with the kiss and the hug. Thanks for being here, Australiana, and I love your attitude and your messages. So we all appreciate you today. It's been good. Evan Bell says, Luke, do you sometimes put your live streams on private mode? No, I probably can somehow. I haven't looked into that. I think you can, if you have memberships, you can make streams membership only. And sometimes some of my streams I'll make private afterwards, but mostly I don't do that. I was actually thinking a few times recently, do I go back through and make all my early streams private now? And just have the most recent ones up. I don't know what to think about that yet. Sure says, be well. Thanks for your words. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Australia. Emma Bell says, yeah, because there were a few times where I got notification for your live, but I couldn't join. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry that's happened. There's been a few times where I was trying to stream with my phone out in the bush, and it would stop working, and it could have been those times. There's also, yeah, that's unfortunate if that's the case. There's been a few times where I've streamed where there's been connection issues as well, and the stream would stop after a while, and people would kept getting connection dropped out. So I don't know. There's all different reasons why that can happen. But yeah, I'll look into that, because that's, if you're getting notifications and then you can't join, that's not fair. But yeah, no, definitely don't set it to private. So I will look into that. Yeah, Embel says, seems odd to me. Yeah, it is. It is odd. Paige is here. Paige says I didn't get a notification for this live. Oh, okay. That's not good. I wonder what's going on there. I made the live stream last night, so you should have got notification. But yeah, if you didn't, then that's not good. But it's good to see you here, Paige. AJ says I haven't either. Yeah, that's really strange. So you've just logged on and seen it at the right time. So if you've got notifications on, it should be showing you that stuff. You know, that's what happens for me. But if someone's got a scheduled stream, it'll pop up in the either in the subscriptions or the in the main page. It'll be at the top. But so and so's got a live stream starting at whatever the date and whatever the time, and then you can click notify me if you want it to go get notified for the stream. But already, that's for people I subscribe to with the bell icon. I don't know. I'll look into that because it's not cool. Because it's an awesome community we got here, and it's nice when people can at least know when the stream's on, so they can join it. So I've got it. I'm doing my regular stream tomorrow. So it's Sunday night here, Australia time. 6 o'clock Australian. So that'll be early morning for America, or around lunchtime, mid morning in Europe. So that's the regular time that I've always sort of done the streams. So I'm doing this one so that people in America, it's a good time for them because it's Friday night over there. Evan Bell says, and when I want the notification for a stream, I don't get the alarm. Just strange, yeah. It is strange. Especially Evan Bells, literally with the bells, there should be the bells ringing. It's not fair. Why aren't the bells ringing? Are you sure? Says hi, Paige. Paige says hi. Are you with the heart? Yeah. So, I'll look into that. I'll write that one down. Why no notifications? It's good. I'm finally getting tired. I don't know how long I'll be able to do the stream today. I don't know how much sleep did I get last night? I did get a couple of hours, but it's just all sleep's just at all at different times at the moment, and I just have to accept it. It's going to be like this for a while. I could go to the doctor and maybe get some sleeping tablets, and somehow, get my sleeping. And there's melatonin and things like that as well. I've tried doing the exercise, to get tired and go to sleep, but I end up just lying in bed, not being able to sleep. Cage Pastors here. How you going, Cage? Cage says, what do you want to express today? Question mark. I wonder if you have something poignant. Oh, geez, something poignant today. I'll let it. It'll just happen. I can't think of anything right now, but it will. Hopefully, something eloquent will be expressed, and it might just take a bit of time. I'm just trying to think. See, whenever I try and think of something like that, my mind just goes blank. But now that I know that's something you're wondering, I'm sure that will be answered. Except I don't know. But there will be something poignant. There's been some good points already so far. Just talking about stuff. It's been a very productive conversation today about, just sort of a lot of the talk's been about getting to that point of like letting go or moving past trauma and getting over things in a way, and so AJ says, I've made some spag for dinner tonight. I used to have a pasta cage. I need to get one. There you go. Me too. I've got the habit of like pouring keeping the lid on the saucepan and pouring the water out, and then either bits of pasta go down into the sink and I've got to pull them out of the sink, or what happened? I made pasta yesterday, and I did that. I didn't use the pasta cage, and so when I put all the pasta on the plate, I looked down at the plate and there was all this water on the plate, and I'm like, oh, it's all still got water on it. So then I had to like drain the water off the actual plate, and then it turned out like it tasted good in the end. But I made it with lots of red onion, cooked red onion, because I know that actually makes me sleepy. So yeah, there's something in red onion that makes me go to sleep, and it stays active if you cook it as well as if it's fresh. Doesn't happen with brown onions. It's just the red onions. So, but yeah, I should have used the pasta cage yesterday when I was making pasta. A Shaw says, hi, pasta. Cage Pasta says, it's a creative way of saying colander. A Shaw says, thank you for explaining what it is, Cage Pasta. Yeah. AJ says, cool. Oh, Jamie's here. Awesome to see you here, Jamie. Jamie says, hello, everyone, with the hearts and the stars and the hearts. Just winding down in the kitchen for the day before I can chat much, but I'm listening. Happy to see everyone. That's awesome that you're here, and like, yeah, it's and it is that time of day. I often thought that too. Like, You know, am I starting the stream a little bit early? Like if I started a bit later, see, it's right on the cusp. That this time is like when I start at this time of the day, it's like early in it's early evening in America, and it's like late night in Europe, and it's early morning in Australia. So it's, and I see Six Sense Amelia's here. So like, yeah, she's in New Zealand, so she's a couple of hours ahead of me as well. So it's probably lunchtime there. So we're all in different time zones. How cool is that? Like we're from all over the world right now. Aishaw says, great to see you, Jamie. Cage Pastor says, hi, Jamie. Six Sense Amelia says, kia ora, shout out and thumbs up, listening from the Lurkers Lounge. Happy weekend, everyone. Happy weekend to you too, Amelia. Awesome to see you here again. You're awesome. And the Lurkers Lounge sounds interesting. So I'm guessing that could be like a club, or it could just be like the name you give to a place, like, you know, could be like the lounge room, or it could be, I like the name Lurkers Lounge. So Jamie's got the smiley face with the kisses. Are you sure says, oh, Six Sense. Yeah, Six Sense says midday here. Yeah, there you go. See, that's the amazing thing. I don't think anyone's ever joined from Western Australia in the streams. So it's like New Zealand, Queensland, Victoria, Adelaide, South Australia. But we haven't had anyone further west. So, but it's interesting just how the time zone thing happens. Paige says, hi, Sixth, with the heart. Yeah. It's good. All this talking does, I'm noticing a tiredness, but also a calmness, which is good. Six Sense Amelia's got all the hearts and all the colors of the smiley face. It's awesome. So I guess that it's like that, you know. I have had a pretty stressful week emotionally, and I often get that really tired when things start to change, you know. So my body just finally kicks in. Alex is here. Awesome to see you here, Alex. Yeah, Alex says, can I join the Lurkers Club? That's it. We all want to join the Lurkers Club. The Lurkers Lounge. Cage Pastor says, that's a Roy G. Biv. Jamie says, yeah, it's 5:21 p.m. here for me, and usually I'm able to head to Luke's Lounge by 8. I like that. That's awesome. I think Amelia's will help to give this the name for the chat. It's the Lurkers Lounge. we can adopt that. It's cool. Are you sure? Says hi, Alex. Alex has got the waving hands. So yeah, like I was saying, I've got to get back to reading. Got all these books to read. Oh, got so much stuff to do, you know. So much stuff to do. I think once I'm sort of in that spot, you know, you get stuck with motivation to be really productive, and I think I'm sort of breaking past that point now where I'm ready to like really become productive. Jamie's got the laughing faces. They came out of Luke's Lounge, and I typed Lucas. Lucas, Lurkers, but it's but this is your lounge, Luke. Yeah, there you go. That's beautiful. And it is. I don't. It's like I don't have a. I did have the stream set up where it was facing the other way, and I will go back to that tomorrow. I just didn't get around to it today. So I'm literally sitting on my lounge. You know, I don't have a lounge. I did have at one stage, but I didn't have space, so I got rid of it. And so I'm sitting on my lounge right now, and this is the lounge. Alex says I'm at work, but trying to maintain my spot in Club Luke. That's awesome, Club Luke. It sounds like a place like where there's golf courses and like. No, Club Luke doesn't have golf courses. It's got like an art gallery and it does have a lounge. It does have like an outdoor cooking area, and like a communal cooking area too. So like you can buy food, but you can also bring your own food and cook it. And it's got like yeah, it doesn't have a golf course. It has an archery range instead, and a nice lawn for playing bocce or boule. And then you got like what else? It's got a like a nice spot for acoustic music. So like sort of like a mini amphitheater, you know, with the chairs and the lounges. You got to have comfy lounges so you can sit in a lounge in the lounge and listen to some musicians play some music. Moonwolf Dog's here. How you going, Moonwolf? Moonwolf says, yeah, I feel the same. There's always so much stuff to do and I'm always overwhelmed. Yeah, that's a really good point. There's a couple of ways I sort of deal with that is like I'll make lists and then I'll here's an example. Here's one from a while back. See, I've got the asterisks. So the asterisks are the ones. They're all the things that I need to do. They're important, and they're also actionable solutions or actionable. So they're also sort of the first things I should be doing. So I can have a list that's got, 2 or 3 times the amount of things on it. And it is overwhelming, because, when you got so much stuff to do, then you don't know what to do, just where to start, and sometimes things you got to be in the right mood or whatever to do as well, like playing guitar or something like that. But then when you get a habit going of playing guitar, then it just happens. When things get overwhelming too, a good thing, I'll start with the most sort of simple, quick things on the list. So usually I've got cleaning written down, and sorry, excuse me for burping just before. I'll write down, the first thing I'll do is I'll go, right, I want to do all these things, and I don't know which one to do first. So I'll just put washing on and take the rubbish, to the bin, and that sort of stuff. Do the dishes, and then once I've done that, I'll be like, okay, I've done the first thing. Now I can actually look at what's the next thing. It's a big problem with me with having half finished projects everywhere. So I'll get there though. It is overwhelming though. Wolf dog. It's what do you do? And then like I had that thing on the list, like where you put asterisks next to the sort of most priority, ones you should be doing first, and then you can always come back to them, come back to the rest of the stuff. And also the way I see having a list that's got so much stuff, just being happy with the fact that half the stuff you're not going to be able to achieve. And so that way you don't get overwhelmed by the fact that you're not achieving the things. So you're still getting enough done. It's a difficult thing. AJ says, Alex, good looking seal point. I love cats. There you go. Yeah, a lot of cats are awesome. Been thinking about getting a cat, although I just don't know if I can. It's too much stuff I got to do first. Like, we got to do a lot of work on the house, so it'd be too disruptive right now. So I'll think about it sometime. Cage Pastor says, that's the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Ah, Rotgobiv, Rotchibiv. Six Sense Amelia says, everyone is welcome at the Lurkers Lounge. Be forewarned though, I do dress like Dame Edna. Classic. There you go, possums. You got to dress. We look for someone dressed like Dame Edna, and that's like Six Sense Amelia. That's awesome. Alex says, "Hell yeah, archery! Yeah, big time. It's been like 2 years since I've done any archery, and I miss it. Um, I'd like to get back to it. Um, yeah, I was starting to get pretty good, and it's such a good like martial art for focusing and calming and like the movements. Like I did traditional archery, intuitive archery, and it's like it's awesome. It's and also learning all the different styles. There's so many different like styles from all around the world, and like each time you learn a new style, and yeah, it's awesome. Hey Jay, Alex says thanks, Jay. That's my cat named Doctor. There you go. That's a cool name for a cat, Doctor. So Doctor walks in the room, and you say, "What's up, Doctor? What's happening, Doctor?" Six Sense Amelia says, "I make lists for my lists. I make lists for my lists." Yeah. I totally. I get what you're saying. I do similar. I make lists for my lists. And it's like I think that's like doing the whole ADHD organized chaos. That's an awesome comment. Six Sense Amelia. I make lists for my list. Jamie Knott says, "Yeah, my 6-year-old, um, my 6-year-old's advice for the day was enjoy your time." That's it. That is good, really good advice. Advice. Sorry, some reason that Aussie accent just went full on Aussie accent. Um, enjoy your time. It's like that's really good advice. Advice. I did it again. I must be getting tired. I am. I'm feeling tired, which is good because because I've had the insomnia for so long, on and off with the sleeping habits all over the shop. It feels really good to be tired because it means that I'm going to be able to sleep for a few hours later. But yeah, I love that. Enjoy your time. That's really good advice from a 6-year-old. See, they're enlightened. It's as they get older that like they get indoctrinated into society and they forget all that stuff. But it's good to remember all those sorts of things. They're noble truths. Enjoy your time. You know, and that can be stoic. Even if you're like dealing with like hard work and disaster and chaos and pain, you can still enjoy your time. Like you can be living through difficulties and still enjoy it, or not enjoy their difficulties, but just enjoy. You can find things that are still enjoyable within that, and often that's a good way to actually get through the day and to make it through is that. Aisha says listing helps me too. Yeah, lists are the best. I'm writing a list here today. Whenever we do these chats, I'm always writing down people's suggestions and ideas and things. And it's great. I love going back through my diary and then like seeing like, and I had a notebook too. So, I can go back through and go, oh yeah, I remember that stream when we were talking about that stuff. And so I should go through these 2 books and like make a list of the lists and separate out the different lists that I've made from streams where, some are suggestions, some are links to, some are book suggestions. So I can actually categorize everything. It's awesome. I've just read something that I wrote down. Someone said in the chat, spread those sunflower seeds when it's going to replace that miserable experience. That's a really good comment, whoever said that. Because it's and that was from months ago. It's a good way of reframing and making things better. Plant some sunflowers and like they're going to give you joy. You're going to watch these sunflowers grow and then turn and the flower, and it does. So replacing things with something else can be such a powerful thing. You got to be careful of what you're replacing it with. So. And if you look at that sort of comment, it's just like saying, spread the sunflower seeds. You're not planting them. You're not expecting and then putting hope that a sunflower is going to pop up. Half of those seeds might get eaten by birds, or other animals, and so not having expectation. And then if it happens that a couple of sunflowers pop up, and then you got like this beautiful reminder of a distraction from what miserable experience you're going through. So it's a really good comment, whoever said that. I should write down who said it. I'll start doing that when I write down quotes, so I can attribute it, because that'll help. Yeah, Are You Sure says listing helps me too. Moonwolf Dog says, yep. AJ says, hi, doctor, with the smiley face. That's it. AJ says, listing always helps me also. Are You Sure says, remember to celebrate each achievement at your pace living. That's a really good one. You got to, celebrate your wins. And that's a really good thing. So when last year with the carers coach, she gave me a really good one, is write down your wins. And at the end of each week, you write down like a couple of wins, 3 or 5 wins or achievements. And then also a couple of things that you could do or will do or try to do differently next time. And so that's a really powerful thing, because you can sort of be critical of your actions, but you're not like being overcritical. You're actually being positive. You're talking about actionable solutions. So how could you do it differently? What can you do next time to make it better? But then next to that, you've got a list of, all the things that you got through, all the things that you achieved in that week. So, it's a good thing you could do it on a Friday, just like it is, Friday, sometime on a Friday, you go back through your week and go, okay, what did I do? Could be any day of the week you pick to do it, but like, that's one way of doing that, like what Ayesha said, appreciate your achievements, celebrate your achievements. It's too easy to be self-denying, because you might achieve all these things, but then you don't actually appreciate these achievements. So, like, there's nothing wrong with celebrating your achievements, especially, for yourself. If you're doing it for yourself, it's even more important and special. So, Jamie says, I really like that name for a cat, AJ, with the heart and the stars and the heart. Sixth Sense Amelia says possums. There you go. That's the Dame Edna right there. Maybe people in America don't know Dame Edna, but Dame Edna is a character from Australian comedian. It's a classic character, larger than life character. Dame Edna got away with like saying some full-on stuff on interviews, but everyone loved her. Very much such a good character. AJ says, me too. They're usually 2 steps ahead. Yeah. Sixth Sense says, lol, the Aussie glitch is cute, lol, with the sunflowers. It's it. It's a cool quote, isn't it? And so that's good. I've got like heaps of these, I've got to go through this book and like just flicking through it. It's good. So journaling is such a powerful thing. This is like a journaling, a journal book. So I can go back through. It's like a diary, So Curly says, absolutely, a win of any size is positive. Exactly. It's like this morning I thought, oh, I'll put my washing on. And then I thought, no, I won't put it on. I'll put it on later. But if I had put the washing on, I could be like, yeah, I've put the washing on. That would be a win. But I can't be upset that I didn't get it done. Maybe when I go for a toilet break, I'll put the washing on then. That'll give me an opportunity to, small victories, It doesn't have to be like massive, And in fact, achieving a bunch of, easier, quicker to achieve, simpler jobs, that you get often will be a better return. Like put some. That's why I say, like, when you get overwhelmed, like, start with just doing something real simple, and it's like doing warm up stretches, and then the next thing will be like, even another thing I'll do is, like, I might go, oh, okay, I don't even know what to do right now. I'll go and clean the car, clean the ute, and while I'm doing that, that's when I think about it's like, oh, that's what I'll do next. So sometimes doing a task that can sort of clear your mind to think, what is it? What should I be doing next? And the answer just it solves itself, And it could even be to abandon the list and say, no, I'm not doing anything on the list today. I'm just going to go for a walk in the bush, which turns out to be the best thing, or the thing that you needed to do for yourself that day. It could be like the same thing, but it could be like, no, I'm going to cook myself a really yummy, nourishing meal. I'm not going to worry about all that stuff on the list. I'm just going to, but whatever you do is going to be something that gives you positive returns. Oh no, I read that one. No, I didn't. A Shaw says, without self-worth, I didn't see the point for celebrating, but it's part of my nurturing. Exactly. Like, that's a really good point. So that's what I was saying about denialist. You can achieve all these things, but if you don't have the self-worth, or you're denying yourself the ability to celebrate achievements, it could be because you're stuck in a negative mindset of self-worth. And then, it's not until you actually learn to love yourself more, then you're going to love the achievements, because you've got more self-worth. So then you're loving the what you're achieving more. It becomes more natural. You don't have to force it, or, like I was saying, you can write it down. Like, it helps. Like, at the end of each week, write down, a list of your achievements, and then also to celebrate them, and then also write a list of things that you'll do better next time, or way that you've thought of a better way to actually go about doing them. So in that respect, you're not being so self-critical. You're being constructive about your criticism. AJ says, yeah, love yourself first. Are you, with the smiley face with the sunnies? Are you sure? Says, absolutely. Living makes sense now. It's such a shift, isn't it? As soon as you really as soon as you, like, learn to love yourself, or have higher self-worth, just everything with living just becomes whole. It just changes everything. Instead of, like, waking up in the morning and then just, like, making a cup of coffee and stuff like that, you're like, oh, I'm looking forward to making a cup of coffee and sitting and enjoying it and listening to the sounds of the birds for 10 minutes and pondering what I'm going to be doing for the day. But, when you're stuck in that negative mindset, you're not even thinking about, and you're not even thinking that you're going to enjoy the coffee. And then when you do drink the coffee, it's like you're just drinking the coffee thinking, I hope this wakes me up, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, or you just, everything becomes negative, So I think there's something in that valuable, that, like, learning to love yourself and love your life. It even doesn't matter if you don't have any money, and even if you're stuck in this situation, like, learning to appreciate what you do have, and even if you don't have much, like, that's it's can it can be better having less. um, I have this frustration of space, not having space to just have all, like, I've had to throw things away because I don't have space to store them, and even when I, like, to get to something, I have to, like, clear space to, like, move stuff to, like, open up a box to get to it, and it's like, it's frustrating, and I just sort of, but then I think, well, I've got to be thankful for what I do have, and not get too upset about that. And then I also think, what can I do to change? Um, can I fix those things? And I can. It takes a lot of work, and I will be working at it. Um, there is frustration with limited resources and limited space and limited time. But being able, just accepting that you don't have this infinite space and infinite time, or even just large amounts of it, then at least you got space, some space, you know. So, but yeah, I love that comment. Hey, sure, absolutely, living makes sense now. It does when you make that shift and that change. AJ says yes, yes for sure. Six Sense Amelia says, "See you later, everyone. I have to go now. Wonderful to see you all with the waving hands. It's been awesome, Six Sense Amelia. I look forward to seeing you again soon. It's been a great chat today. So enjoy the rest of your day. You know, I hope your afternoon is a beautiful afternoon. And yeah, catch up next time, eh? A Shaw says sunny sunglasses. That's it. Sunny's the sunglasses, exactly. AJ says, ha, with the smiley face. Jamie says, I practice gratitude and respect above all, and it has helped me so much in my midlife. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, the yeah, gratitude and respect are really good things to practice and be mindful of too. So it's such a powerful thing. You know. But yeah, practicing the gratitude and respect is a really powerful thing, and because you can, both those two things you can practice without actually expressing to other people. You can just, even just within yourself, like, just gratitude to have, and then respect. People don't need to see that you're giving them respect, but if you show gratitude and respect to other people, that's even better. It's just, but you don't, especially when it's just natural, you know, when you show respect and gratitude, or gratitude, um, people really appreciate it. And it's this silent communication. Like you can just show it, you can express it. Um, you don't have to say it, you don't have to speak it. You can just show it with actions. And an appreciation can be as simple as, you know, um, it can be by saying thank you and I appreciate this or whatever. But like it can also just be acknowledgement, um, and also respect too. You know, there's so many different forms of it. So like self-respect, but respecting other people's efforts. You know, yeah. Curly says bye, everyone. Thanks for being here, Curly. See you next time. Jamie says bye, Curly, with the hearts and the stars. A Shaw says it makes sense to write it down. Having my words to remind me I've come a long way. Yeah, absolutely. It helps so much. You know, um, it's one thing to just, have aspirations and think, oh, like, um, yeah, I'll get this done. This is what I want to do. Yeah, but then if you don't write it down, you're not actually creating that major. You know, there's a big part of, um, you know, creating an outcome or manifesting an outcome is like writing it down and then breaking it down into steps that you can then, um, what needs to be done first, and rationalizing things. But before you even think too much, it's easy to overthink things. But there's nothing wrong with actually, um, there's nothing wrong with actually planning things. So you're not overthinking by writing it down and thinking about how you're going to achieve it. It's actually very practical. Um, you know, by not writing things down, by just saying, oh, like, oh, I'll go camping next weekend. And if you don't write it down, then you're not going to start planning it. So you write down camping trip. Then you can go, okay, what do I need for it? Food, pack tent, you know, check the weather. You know, if you don't do any of those things, you get towards the end of the week and then you find out it's going to be raining, or you haven't done anything because you didn't even write it down. And then it's a classic example. Whenever I'd go camping in the past, so many times I would I'd leave packing all my gear for the last minute. And so by the time I actually left the house and got to my location, I was tired and worn out and angry and upset, and you know angry at myself for like rushing. And then I'd I'd be rushing, so I'd throw everything in boxes and bags, and I'd get to my location and I wouldn't know where, stuff's all mixed up. And if I'd packed everything a couple of days earlier, just do a little bit each day, it would have been a complete different story. You know, it is a problem that I've always had. Like where that first day I I go away camping is like me just shaking my head saying, why didn't I just pack all my gear like over the last few days rather than like leave it for the last minute? So preparation is a really important thing. AJ says, yeah, me too. It helps to put things in perspective instead of beating yourself up when you really haven't done anything wrong. Exactly. Yeah. It makes it easy to like rationalize things. And so, you know, that's where, that's where the writing down your wins and how you could change the way you do things. It's a good way of reminding yourself how you could do things better next time without actually being too self-critical and beating yourself up about it. Are you sure? Says sweet dreams and rest well. AJ says yes. Kat's here. Awesome to see you here, Kat. Kat says good morning, all. Awesome to see you here. We've been having like a really cool chat this morning. Like very much about like positive, moving on from trauma, healing, being getting tasks done, getting things done, having aspirations, not getting angry at yourself when you don't achieve things, and then making sure you celebrate when you achieve things. It's been a really good chat. AJ says, I enjoy writing also, although I need to do more of it for my healing. Yeah, it's such a healing thing, writing, journaling, writing. For me, it's poetry and short stories. It's such a powerful thing. AJ says, good morning, Kat. Jamie says, I tell my clients who are ruled by a lot of air and fire how important writing is. Yeah. Such an important thing. But I would actually say it's been almost one of the most important things in healing for me is like writing poetry and getting that pain, transmuting the pain onto paper, and then it lessens the pain. It helps to move on from certain things. It's such a powerful thing. And it's also a big thing about like trauma is like you keep that pain inside because you feel like you can't speak about it to anyone, or you've spoken about it to people and they've had negative reactions, or you feel like you can't just keep, like you need to speak about it, but you got no one to speak about it to. And like when you write it down on and then you can read it back and you're hearing the pain and the resolution to it too. So having it being constructive is really powerful too. So it's like shifting the focus and the perspective. Kat says, sounds like a great chat. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, awesome. It is. It's been a great chat. I will have to have a toilet break in a minute, but like I'll put the washing on. Like I said, while I do that, I'll make sure I get a task done. Like it's good. Small victories, get things done, opens up a pathway to doing more. Jamie says, welcome, Kat, with the hearts and the stars. AJ says it is. Just posting on YouTube website helps. It does. Does. You know, that's such a good thing with that. Like, especially you see, comment sections and on chats like this. Me doing the stream. It's such a beneficial thing for me. So this is just like journaling, but with speaking. But it's like journaling with the actual writing as well, because as I'm doing these chats, I'm writing down, tips and books I should read. Today I've been writing down a list of things to do. So it's funny, I've got bushwalking written 3 times in different forms. I've got a long hike, day trips, and bushwalking. So I think I've been saying to myself, I need to do that as much as possible. And so that'll be something I work towards. Jamie says, yes, sir, it puts the pain into the physical so it can be more readily released in a healthy manner. That's it. That's exactly it. You're sort of taking it out of your brain, putting it on the paper, and you can decide what you do with that paper too. Like you can, you can keep it if it's constructive. If it's something that you, if it's something very, very painful, like you can choose to burn the piece of paper or rip it up and turn it into compost. There's lots of things you can sort of do with it in a way to actually then take what's then written and then transform it again into a different form and let go of it, or let it be. So what is it, 10? We just did 2 hours. It's been a really awesome chat. It's amazing. We've been chatting for 2 hours, but it's like time stopped because we've really been. I'm super happy at what we've been talking about today. So I hope we continue the chat when I come back from the break. Go Fast is here. Awesome. Good to see you. Go Fast. I'm just about to have a break for a few minutes, mate. But I'm sure you'll be here when I get back. So we've been having a good chat. It's been a good chat tonight. So yeah, have a break. I'll do the same. Yeah, good idea. We can all just go and have a break for a few minutes and return. I'm going to put some washing on and that. So yeah. AJ says, I'm back, by the way. AJ says, I've been working on being more aware of my body stressing and being mindful and deliberately focusing on relaxation. And I'm often impressed of how much tension I'm releasing by doing it. Absolutely. That's awesome, awesome stuff you're doing there, AJ. Um, you're doing the work, and that's um, being becoming aware of the pain in the body and where it is, and then going through the pain is a very powerful thing. Um, being able to read emotions and feelings and physical pain, and these emotions and feelings become physical pain. So going through the pain, allowing it to fade away is very powerful, and at the same time relaxing. You know, scanning the body and relaxing the body. It's very powerful. Um, Often when I do the body scan um, meditation in mindfulness, um, also known as yoga nidra in yoga, um, I often fall asleep, and when I when I practice that, and you know, I mean, I just did it then. I just relaxed my jaw only for a few seconds, but you do it. It's amazing. Consciously relaxing, and you can keep doing it. So I'm just it's amazing how much tension we build up, in our muscles, in our joints, and um, it all has a direct connection to our nervous system, you know, and it's our nervous system that's doing it. So when you consciously relax parts of your body, you're talking to your body, you're talking to your nervous system. Um, yeah, even just now, like I feel more relaxed, and I spent 30 seconds just doing relaxing. It's so powerful, you know, and it's as simple as focusing on. So, example, I'm focusing on my upper body, my shoulders, and my neck. So I'm focusing on. I'm talk first. First you become aware of the places. You know, so you feel the sensation of the places that you're wanting to do the work on, and then so you're consciously focusing on it. Then you say to yourself, I'm going to relax this area. And then you go through the relaxation of it. You let all the tension go. You release the tension in the muscles and then when you release the tension, then you feel the relaxation and the calmness and the tension that's gone. And it's such a good feeling. So it works the same way with pain and emotions. So you focus on the emotions and the pain, where it is in the body that you're feeling this. So you can do it when it's happening. When you're feeling pain, you say, acknowledge the pain, and then you go, well, where am I feeling this pain? Where is it? What does it feel like, and where is it? And then you become aware of where it is. And then you sit with the pain. Like you just let it be. You're not feeding the fire. So when you get stuck in thought loops or pain loops, you're feeding the fire. So life is going to be always full of pain. So and life itself is pain in a sense. So um, you don't want the fire to go out. You're not extinguishing a fire. You're just bringing it back down to a calm, sustainable fire that will keep going. But you're not feeding it. You're not continually putting sticks and logs on the fire and making it bigger and bigger until it becomes overwhelming. So when you have that calm fire, it's no longer pain. It's just there. So yeah, pain, frustration, anger, you know, fear. They're all things that are, there are no emotions that you want to completely get rid of. Like you need anxiety itself as well. Anxiety is essential for humans to exist. If we didn't worry about the rain coming, we wouldn't build houses. You know, if we weren't worried about having enough food to eat, we wouldn't produce food to have food. Um, so, but we can create problems for ourselves by feeding the fire and creating it to a point where it's out of control. And when you know when you're at that point, you have to actually um, take the branches and the logs off the fire to get it back down to that stage. But if you are aware, and the more present you are, the more times you do this throughout the day. So you just stop for a minute. You become aware of the body. You become aware of your thoughts and your emotions. Then you can decide how much you either need to calm or relax or focus or feel these what you're going through. So if you're doing that often enough, you're in, you're not going to be piling branches and logs on the fire without realizing it. Suddenly, it's this massive thing. Like you're going to keep it at that point where it, you're keeping it going in a nourishing way, because it's doing you good, because there is a healthy amount of fear, there is a healthy amount of anxiety, there is a healthy amount of pain. You know, all the feelings, and if you live in a state where you remove these things, so you know it's common to mask or to hide or to suppress feelings through um, behaviors or drugs, you know, and that's just creating another problem. And then, you can also go through the, suppress and deny and ignore. Then it's just making it worse. It's like you've got a rock in your shoe. You can walk for a long while, until it gets to that point where it's unbearable, and that's surrender, is that you take your shoe off and you shake it out and you get the rock out of your shoe. But it's amazing how far you'll walk before you realize it only takes you a few seconds or a minute to stop and take your shoe off and to make it better. And so you can keep doing those things. It's um, yes, that's a really great comment, AJ. Combining, doing the two major aspects to um, mindfulness or being present is that being aware of your state, and then speaking to it or feeling it, and then allow, if it's tension, release that tension. you know if it's pain, feel that pain. Don't let it build up, because when and by doing the regular checking in of your body and your mind and your mental state and your emotions, you're getting better and better at it. Each day you do it. You don't have to be doing it constantly. You can just do it whenever you think, whenever you get that opportunity to. But if you create that habit of doing it as regular as you can, so to create that habit, you can have certain things that you do throughout the day where you make sure that that's when you do this practice, you know, and it becomes automatic then, and it becomes part of that other habit. It's you can't do this when you're busy. You have to give yourself space for it. So you pick times when you are at rest, and then you can be at rest, or you can focus. You're not distracted by the external world having to perform tasks. You're got opportunity to actually direct the attention inward, and then you can then, because it only takes 20 seconds or a minute, either to do an emotional check or a mental or a physical check. And you know I just, I don't know how many times I went through that process while talking. I just stopped for a few seconds in between, and I'd do one of these things. And it's amazing. Certainly, it clears so much, and changes. It's amazing how a small effect allows you to have a greater change in everything, you know. And it could be, here's an example, you could be agitated because you're frustrated about, you know, something to do with pressure and tension at work, and it's people and situations, and so you, rather than having it sit there and keep you in this state of like frustration and agony really, and putting you in a negative mindset, you know, sit down for like 30 seconds, just go and sit somewhere and just focus on what it is, you know, realize that you can't really do much about it except not let it ruin your day, you know. And you can make those positive affirmations, but it's more about focusing on keeping yourself in that positive mindset, and then, you know, so it's good, you can do both. So you can say, I want things to change, but I'm going to also accept how they are, and I'm going to remain positive. But at the same time, you don't even think those things. You just put yourself in a positive mindset. So you don't actually focus on saying the affirmation. You just focus on the positive mindset. And then you can stand up again and then go back to what you're doing. And you've shifted your whole perspective and outlook towards the situations, and then suddenly, rather than spending the rest of the day frustrated and angry and stewing over these things and getting more and more uptight about these things that you can't change anyway, especially if it's things that are interpersonal dynamics, in a complex work environment. um, you're giving yourself time to think about it. Like, you thought, I'd like things to change, and then, the solution will come to you as well by changing your mindset to a positive one. When you're stuck in the negative one, you're focusing on how frustrated and angry you are about being treated a certain way, or being asked to perform, get certain things done, and whatever it is, like. And then the answer comes to you. Well, it's obvious, arrange a time to speak about what your concerns are to the relevant people, and then um, express those concerns, and then it's then up to them to see what they can do to actually change things. And they might come back to you and say, look, we can't help you, this is just the way it is, and you know we don't have the money, we don't have the time, we can't do this, we don't have the resources. And then at least you've tried. But it might be that even if they say that to you, you know they'll go back to what they're doing, and it'll be on their conscience to actually do something about it. So they will actually affect change in some way, not to appease you, but to also, um, because you've highlighted something that is there, that's a concern, and so it's a concern that they've had themselves, but they can't do anything about it. But they're stuck in the same mindset of not doing anything about it. So in a way, you've allowed them to acknowledge something that they've already known that was there, but they couldn't acknowledge it because no one said it to them to actually say it or do anything about it. And the same positive mindset thing works for yourself. Like I was saying, rather than spending the rest of your workday being angry and upset, frustrated, you change that perspective, and then you get through the rest of the day, and you're happy about it. You manage to make it through. And yeah, tension and yeah, releasing tension and being able to relax is a big thing, and it doesn't take long. And just doing it every so often is such a powerful thing. Amy says, "You're fine, Luke. I'm in the kitchen waiting on the last few plates to be picked up and um, put the door for dinner." There you go. Isn't that's interesting? Because I was just talking about work and stuff like that, and I just read that comment. But it's been a big thing for me, is especially, and I use work as an example, so you can always transfer that to just you know dealing with trauma, because it's like you're stuck in this place, and things aren't working out, and you need to fix it, you need to make it better. So doing that periodical check in with your how you feeling, what you're thinking, periodically checking in with your body, how you physically feeling, relaxing, and it'll help so much. Like even now, I'm still calm and relaxed from doing those, you know, very very brief um, relaxation meditations, mindfulness meditations. I think I spent maybe a minute here just doing them, and I only focused on a couple of areas. I focused on my head, skull, jaw. I focused on my shoulders and my upper back. You know, I focused emotionally on a couple of things that I've been feeling. Um, and it only took me a minute, and I was still able to keep talking almost while I was doing it, because I'd only stop for a few seconds, 20 seconds at a time. I go back to it. So you can actually do this stuff while you're working, while you're performing tasks. You can take breaks. You don't have to sit. Like, it helps to be able to sitting down, to be sitting. You can be standing, but you know if you do it while you're being active, it takes much longer. So, you know, you can be standing and just 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and and then a couple of minutes later, you do it again, but you focus on something different. So you keep alternating. And, it's just like me being aware of my head position and my posture, every so often I realize, my posture's gone bad, and then I just correct it. So Cage Pastor says the point is never lost. AJ says, what's keeping Luke away? Does anybody know? Am I not here? Is the screen not showing me? I'm back. Put in the chat. That's bizarre. Because I've been back like I've been here talking for like a while. That's bizarre. That's unfortunate too, because I just had a really good chat about stuff. Practical uses of things. You can implement this into your daily practice, as you know. AJ, just see if that works. Cage Pastor says you're making all memories work together for our good. That's a good one. Thank you, Cage. Seems to have frozen for AJ. But yeah, I did take a while in the break. I went to the toilet and I put washing on. I went upstairs and got another drink. So I managed to perform a few tasks. Yeah, like I'm going to start doing more specific videos talking about mindfulness and working on that. If you're in the app, Yeah, there he goes. AJ's, I think, just dropped out and he's going to come back. Yeah, I'm gonna do more, you know, like actual just videos on the topic. I might even start a channel that's just mindfulness and meditations and things. Here we go. Hopefully it works now. Um, it's still showing. It's showing there's like 5 people in the chat. Certainly, it's been an awesome chat anyway so far today. Like the whole day has been like really good, very productive and positive. You know, there we go. We've got 6 in the chat now, so maybe AJ's back again. But I guess that happens, you know. Um, I usually use a computer, so like I just refresh the page and it usually goes back to the stream if I'm watching someone who's live. Um, yeah, it does freeze up, and you know I'm sure they give, you know, there's resources and priorities and things like that. You know, I'm you know I'm pretty happy that, you know, it doesn't drop out that often. It sometimes it freezes up, and that can be frustrating. But generally, it's amazing how it can stream for several hours without a problem. You know, YouTube does well for being like, you know, one of the or the biggest site on the internet. You know, with most amount of users and throughput information or data. So, but the chat has gone quiet, so it makes me wonder how much it must still be not frozen for everyone. But you know, sometimes the chat goes quiet when I start talking about certain stuff. Yeah. Cat's here. Sound and video is good here with thumbs up. That's good to know. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really good to know because, like, it was, you know, the stuff I was talking about before about the mindfulness and how you can implement these things is really powerful. So it's good that, you know, the stream's recording that and you're there to hear it. Um, because it really is simple, you know, and it's as simple as, you know, you can set an alarm on your watch, you know, or whatever. Um, but all you need is like 20 seconds or 30 seconds to just sit or stand and focus on the internal state, whether it's the mind, the feelings, or the body. And then you have the option of, you know, just even if it's just reading it so that you're aware of what's going on. You might be too busy or don't have the energy to really do anything about it at the time. Um, it's all it takes is 30 seconds or a minute. Do that once every hour, and you can shift your mindset. If it starts going towards the negative mindset, you can get it back into a balance, even if it's just in the middle, and you just like ambivalent, or you're not becoming apathetic or negative, or fearful or angry or frustrated. So Cage Pastor says, I saw you throughout all your stories. Awesome. That's good. So it's good to know that it's been working. AJ says, Mike, and it's good to know you appreciate the stories too. Because it's good to actually, I use work as an experience, as an example. Excuse me, as an example. It's like, you know, I'm not currently working at the moment, but it won't be long. It'll only be a few weeks or a month or so. I'll be back working, hopefully working for myself. So I'll be needing, just as much as if you're working for someone else, I'll be needing to keep a positive mindset, and also to remember to relax periodically, and then focus on, what, posture is a great example. If you're able to, like I'm trying to do, is be more aware of my posture. If you keep a good posture, you're not going to be straining parts of your body and then becoming sore or tense, which then can lead to injury. So if you're slumped over like a certain way for too long, and you're building up all this pressure, and then you go to try and lift something heavy up, you pull a muscle and you'll be in pain for, you know. But if you can keep remembering just to keep your posture, you know, when you're distributing that tension, and then when you go to do something, less chance you're going to hurt yourself. AJ said, I know, I read that one. I know. AJ said, my connection is old and slow. It's coming back. Thanks, Luke. I'm a bit shaky with Wi-Fi. Appreciate your patience. Thanks. Yeah, that's all right, brother. Cage Pastor says we don't need chats, The chats are good, but yeah, it's not needed. Yeah, it's good to have balance, a bit of both. That's what I love about this. Like, I have this opportunity to, like, whenever I think of something to talk about, I can just talk about it, and I can talk about it until I've gone through everything I've been wanting to talk about. It's quite a good free thing, and I mean, unfortunately, it's well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for me, that's what I can do because I'm doing the stream, and having the chats is a good way of everyone being able to be part of it and helping to direct where we talk. And maybe sometime in the next few months, I'll have it set up so that we might be able to do streams with people can join through a video stream if they wanted, and they could speak. That might be too complex or complicated, and it works just having the one person speaking, and everyone else communicating through the chat. But there's options for that. Jamie says, "I'm back, everyone, with the hearts and the stars. All dinners put the door, and now I can relax a bit." Yeah, good. So I'm guessing by that you're either like a mother of a large family, or you're a chef. You're one of those two. Like, I'm guessing chef by the sounds of what you're saying. But at the same time, it could also be, talking about your family. All dinners put the door, and now I can relax a bit with asterisk out. Is it stuffed up again as well? AJ says, "I think it's back. I need to get new equipment." Yeah, I don't know now. It seems to be streaming here. Jamie says both with the frustrated, angry, not angry, like the smiley face with the rah. I have a large adopted family as well, and I feed. So yeah, there you go. But it's a lot of work by the sounds of it, You do well for, like, and it is dinner time when I'm streaming this, so it does make it sort of difficult to be there when it's like the busiest time of day, So it's good. It's been an awesome chat today. AJ says, "I'm following the text slowly." Yeah, so it must be your connection, AJ. I'm sorry to hear that it's happening like that, because it seems to be working for other people. You can always watch the replay, but it's good you've been here for most of the stream. Jamie says, "I'm exhausted most of the time between being the town medicine woman, chef, and homeschooling." That's like epic. That's epic. As soon as you said the town medicine woman, I thought Dr. Quinn. If anyone remembers that show, because she was like that. She was not just the medicine woman; she was doing all this other stuff in town. Like the whole town relied on her. Back from like, when was that show? That was in the 90s or 2000s? No, 90s. Go Fast says I'm back. Awesome. So it's been an awesome chat today. I'm doing my stream again tomorrow as well, which is like nighttime for me. So it'll be like early morning for everyone in the States. So yeah, it's all about finding balance between when's good to stream, when it works. You know. And now I'm starting to get back to stuff. AJ says, "Wow, that's a lot to deal with, Jamie." It is. Jamie sounds like a powerhouse of like for the whole community. It's people like that that keep communities going. Jamie says, "Awesome with the heart and the coffee cup and the heart. I sit on the back patio with my coffee on here in the mornings. Awesome, awesome. Well, hopefully you'll be there tomorrow for the stream. But also that's also your quiet space too. Your if you're busy and busy so much, at least you get time. You know. It's amazing how much you know people like like you, Jamie, that do all these things, perform so many roles, are really special people. I've been sort of like that at times, you know, and then other times my responsibilities have been sort of not so full on. So, I commend you for um, your effort and your care and compassion. Jamie says, "I will. You all help me so much on here for my reflective, quiet time." Oh, that's beautiful. I appreciate that. And it's not just me; it's everyone here. I hear what you're saying. That's what's so good about the chats and stuff. Is like it's me chatting, and then it's us all chatting. It's everyone. You know. AJ says, sounds like a cool little breather before the tidal wave. Exactly. Morning, having that quiet time in the morning is good, and then you can, um, and then it's even better. Like if you're working at different times of the day too. I used to, when I worked for myself as a handyman, gardener, carpenter type person, I had a thing whereas I wouldn't even load up the ute until after 9 a.m. because I didn't want to annoy all my neighbors making noise every morning. And also I wouldn't be driving in heavy traffic. So like I'd always start my job after everyone's already gone to work. Um, it also meant I'd started later, so I'd finish later. You know, so I'd be finishing work when it gets dark, when everyone else has gone home hours ago that do the similar jobs. So it just worked better for me. But it also meant that I had that time every morning. You know, I could get up at 5 or 6 a.m. and then I had a few hours, and then it didn't matter if I was going to be busy the rest of the day. So I had this beautiful. I could listen to music, watch a few documentaries, YouTube videos, or watch the news, catch up on everything, and then start the day. And I used to play guitar as well, so I'd have my morning coffee and I'd play guitar for an hour. It was really good. Amy says it took a lot of pain to get here. I'm still working towards better. That's a good attitude. You're working towards better. You know, and it's unfortunate for the pain, but we can't avoid that sometimes. So I just got to take a quick break. I'll be back in a sec. But my washing finishing. I got to turn the aircon back on because it's middle of summer here. I'm back. AJ says, I thought, lift with my legs, not the back. Yeah. Yeah, that helps. That's a big thing. Body posture and they do. The legs take this. AJ says the legs take stress off your back. You can really wear yourself out or injure yourself. You know, not lifting things right. And that's a good thing about being present. Like you can easily slip into those habits, and when you don't pay attention to stuff like that, you end up injuring yourself. and then you know it's um, it's easy to become complacent and to create bad habits. So even just me, you'll notice I'll keep correcting my posture because it generally my posture is really bad, and um, I let it get bad. And I used to have good posture, and then once you lose it, you have to keep reminding yourself until you create that habit again. And it's the same thing with heavy lifting. Um, I used to have to do a lot of heavy lifting, and if you didn't do it correctly, you could easily hurt yourself. And then you can keep working through the pain, but then it just makes your life agony. Jamie says, "I'm standing now on my left leg to take the pressure off my off spine. I have severe scoliosis." Sorry to hear that. That's condition you got. That's pretty full on, especially when it's severe. That makes everything painful, and yeah, and when it's like that, you don't really have a choice. Hey, like you've got to do that. You got to step, and then you're putting more pressure on one leg, but then you have to take the pressure off your spine. So Go Fast says spine pain is no joke. Yeah, it is. It's it is painful. I've got yeah, I've got. That's why I keep correcting my posture there, like and neck and shoulder and up 1 and 2 and 10 and 11 um, were the vertebrae that got damaged when I had an injury. And then when I had my accident um, not long ago, that was the same shoulder that got injured. So now I'm sort of, and now I'm not exercising and I've lost all my strength. So I need to really get fit again on strength. Jamie says, I've been mad at myself because I gained 30 pounds in the last 3 years, and I know damn well it's why it's acting up with the laughing, crying face. Yeah, that makes sense. But then, you know, I'm sort of saying the same thing with my stuff. Like I've put on all this weight, and I'm, you know, that's a big part of why everything's all messed up now. AJ says you should demand that someone help you with the worried and the angry and the questioning face. That's it. But sounds like it's a combination of work and family life, which she doesn't have a choice. But um, yeah. But I hear as far as like, as soon as you put on a little bit of weight, it puts everything into different spots, and You can't, it's easy to put weight on, but it's so much more difficult to get the weight off again. So let's I'm going to try and lose a bit of weight this year. We can do it together, but it's not easy. I know it's going to take months to even get results. Go Fast says, just test ran one of my custom builds. It's been a runner since I put it together years ago. Made a couple of small improvements when doing the periodic maintenance of detailing, the resealing gaskets, etc. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm keen to see. Hope you put a photo on Instagram or something like that. If you want to Go Fast, if you want to send us a photo, I can put it on the community page of one of your custom builds. I'm sure everyone would love to see one of these artwork motorcycles you've created. AJ says, Jamie, you've got to get someone to help you right away, please. Yeah. Jamie says, there's very little rest for an aged single mama, and why mindfulness with mind, body, soul is the most important thing I do. With the heart and the coffee, yeah. Yeah, like you're basically super busy, and you don't get a chance to. There is so. Our thoughts are with you. We're thinking of you, and we hope that you keep finding that inner strength to keep striving and working through all this, and because that's the thing, like you've got these responsibilities, and unfortunately you don't have people there for you. Like you're the person there for other people, so you don't, you should have people there helping you, but there's no one there to help you. So it's it's sad and unfortunate, but what can you do? It sounds like you've got the right attitude of like sticking through it, but like it's a good combo. Mind, body, soul, mindfulness. Yeah, Go Fast says I'll send you some photos directly. Yeah, awesome. I'll post one of these artistic creation hand built motorcycles you make on the community page. Go Fast says I usually don't post stuff for extended periods of time. Then I post only a few projects I've done. Yeah, that's sort of fair enough. Hey, like I'm a bit like that too with a lot of social media. Like I just won't post, and then I'll post a few things, and then won't do much. It's but it sounds like you're always busy and you're always making stuff. So like, um, that's it. Like Go Fast says, one post for every 1,000 projects. So yeah, you must have like a museum of motorcycles. That's awesome though. And plus, you make motorcycles for friends and stuff, so like there people are riding them. Jamie says, "I have my day for sure, but I'm here." Yeah, that's awesome. That's exactly it. I love that attitude. That's what it's all about. And you're there. You're there for for your kids and like extended family, like you're saying. It's good. Go Fast says, "I did ever show you my giant orange bike. Usually people call it the muscle bike or hot rod. No, I haven't seen that one. I saw a dirt bike, like a vintage dirt bike that you made." AJ says, "Focus on relaxing your back muscles, flush them, sorry, rub them, and keep thinking. Relax those wounds. Sorry, relax those wound up steel bands." Yeah, that's a good. Go Fast says, "Yeah, you can post any of the stuff I send you. Ask first because sometimes I will label them before or and after for context." Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I'll do that. Go Fast says, "Yeah, there's some high profile people that have my complete bikes. Usually it's not about money, just dealing with good, straight up, no bullshit kind of people. Usually, but as built as gifts." Yeah, that's awesome. That's like it's a good way to do that. I mean, it'd be great if you could make money off it, but people appreciate the care and the quality, you know. Jamie says gratitude, AJ, with the heart and the flame and the heart. Yeah, absolutely. Jamie really, AJ really said some beautiful things and care. So I like that. Yeah, everyone really looks out for each other here, and um, it's pretty special. Just got a message. My dad arrived where he's going today. That's good. AJ says no problemo with the smiling face with the sunnies. Go Fast says that's good news. Yeah, it is. It is. Although it's raining heavy where he is. Yeah, just head back. Everything's going good. Check this out. This is from when I had when I had the medication a year ago, and my vision was all blurry. I can't even see myself. These aren't prescription glasses; they're just like cheap ones you buy from the chemist. But they certainly make you magnify. I just found them, and they were from a year ago, and I was like, oh, it'll be something funny to do. Not funny, but just like it's funny for me because I've only you know, I'm not used to seeing myself with glasses on, but they actually look normal, don't they? You know, my dad's always worn glasses, so they look normal, don't they? They look like I've been wearing glasses forever, and I'll probably end up having to wear glasses sometime. Go Fast says I sent you a message from some of my other Instagram profiles, bikes and paintings. Yeah, cool, dude. I'll check it out when I finish the stream. Go Fast says, increase your wondering, in case you're wondering who those messages are from. Yeah, cheers, mate. I'll look out for them. And Kat says, yeah, I had to up my script too. Incredible medication changes your vision. Yeah. Kat says the glasses to suit you, Luke. Look good. They do, don't they? They actually do. I normally wear sunnies. I'm a big sunnies wearer. I can't find my sunnies at the moment. But yeah, I like it's so bright here where I live, where our sunshine is so bright. I'm almost always wearing sunglasses when I'm outside. So but yeah, that's good to know the glasses suit me because I'll probably end up having to wear them at some point. And yeah, it's horrible. Hey, Kat, like medication. It messed up my vision so bad. I couldn't see properly a couple of meters in front of me. And yeah, I almost couldn't drive. I had like troubles reading signs. So I was like, oh, if this doesn't fix, I'm going to have to stop driving. And that's when I got off the medication, and then it all cleared up. About a month after I stopped the medication, maybe 2 months, month and a half or something. But yeah, it cleared up. It hasn't gone back fully as clear as I used to be able to. Like I used to be able to read, looking at these labels on bottles, especially labels on these drops and sprays and things. They're printed so fine you can't even read them. You almost have to like get your phone, take a photo of the label, and then zoom in on the photo just to read what it's saying. But yeah, I used to be able to read macro. I used to be able to like hold up a bottle like that and read the fine print close, really close. But now I've got to like hold it out at a distance. And when it's that far away, you can't read it because it's too tiny. So it's like I mean, it's so like they should have rules on printing like products. You know, they've got all these rules and standards for things. You know, and also clarity. You know, so think about like what's it like for old people? Like they've got to like, you know, yeah, I can read that really clearly here. Whereas that's blurry. But if I only have to move it like to there, but then the print's so small that I can't even read it. So the what I'm trying to say is that they should start printing the labels with the actual text readable. It's horrible. The standards of it have gone downhill. Like it used to be, you know, if you couldn't read it properly, it's not allowed to be sold. You know what I mean? We dropped down to 2 people. I don't know if the stream's dropped out or not. If there's anyone here still, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'll probably end the stream anyway because it's almost 3 hours and 40 minutes. They do suit me, don't they, Kat? Yeah, someone's come back again. They really do suit me. I can't see myself clearly in the thing, but here we go. Jamie says, I like the glasses. They suit you. Thank you. Oh, that was you. I was reading. Oh no, Kat said the same thing. Yeah, I was thinking it was us. I was thinking I was reading it wrong. Um, my eyes are horrible, lol. Yeah, it's. Uh, I used to have the best vision, and then it all like when I took that medication, it just wrecked my eyes. And they haven't ever returned. But what do? You can't like go and complain to a drug company about that stuff. They'll be like, we don't care about you. See, it's amazing. I mean, these are magnifying glasses, but like I can properly read this. But the print is so fine that there's no way of reading this properly, you know. Jamie says, yeah, I'm here, but you probably should get some rest. I know you said you were tired earlier. We appreciate you, Luke. Thank you so much, Jamie. Yeah. You know what, you're right. Like, and thank you for thinking of me and Karen. Because yeah, I am tired. There's a few things I need to do today before I get some rest. I need to do a bit of work on the ute, on the car, the vehicle. Hang the washing out, and But it's been an awesome chat, you know. Like we've had a really good productive chat. I just always appreciate that stuff. So I don't know, whoever's here in the chat, whoever's been here for the has been here throughout the chat, and whoever's watching, thanks for being here and thanks for being part of the community in that conversation. And you know, I think we did talk about what I wanted to talk about, which was all productive stuff. It's like what we do to get by, you know, and you know, even like especially like, you know, Jamie, when you were talking about, you know, how busy and strenuous your life is, you know, one of the important things for you is finding that alone time that's for you and your special time, and that's, you know, having a cup of coffee on the porch. You know, we call them verandas here in Australia, but having a coffee on the porch in the morning, just that's your time, and that's really important to do those things. AJ says, yeah, we appreciate what you're doing for us. We all need to remember to go slow for now and get that precious sleep. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate that. And that's it. That's very important. Hey, go slow. You know. And I like what you're doing for your mindfulness stuff. You know, it really works, doesn't it? Just stopping and becoming aware of your body and your emotions, and you know, relaxing the tension does so much, and it doesn't take that long. You know, you don't need to spend hours doing it. You can do it in 30 seconds or a minute. And you combine that with doing some breathing exercises, it just all adds up. Combine that with a bit of pressure points, bit of tapping, bit of breathing. Yeah. And then we're all going to get more in tune with everything. The further we go along, and we're all sharing what works for us, and that's really important, because you can read stuff in books, but when you're speaking to someone that says, "Look, this is what I do and it works for me," you know, I listen to what they're saying and I try it out, and that's why I was so excited to hear what you're doing, AJ, is exactly what I do, and it works. You know, so oh, baby steak's here. Baby Stag, I'm sorry, I'm about to shut the stream down. You got here right at the end. I've heard that. Baby Stag says, "Hey, baby, how you doing? Didn't get a notice. I'm really sorry, because I put a notification thing in. I pre last night. I set up the stream for today and tomorrow, and other people said that too. They said I didn't get a notification, so I'm sort of upset that has happened. You know, but yeah, Baby Stag, I'm doing all right. You know, I had a couple of weeks where I couldn't really do much. Like I was lying in bed for like pretty much the whole week for the last 2 weeks, and I'm starting to actually get out of that now. So I'm starting to get moving again. But I'm doing all right, and I appreciate your care. You know, I hope you're doing all right too. And I'm upset that you didn't get notification, because I thought Baby Stag would be here because it was like Friday afternoon. Like this is Friday night, perfect time. I don't know why, like it's not, YouTube's not giving that notifications. But yeah, I'm doing a stream again tomorrow. If you're still here, Baby Stag, like it'll be like 3 a.m. your time. So if you're awake 3 a.m. tomorrow, like I look forward to seeing you here. But yeah, I'll look into that, why you didn't get notice. It's because a few people have said that they didn't get notification of the stream. AJ says, I'm so tired of having trouble typing. Yeah, well, I'm starting to actually get so tired I'm having troubles talking, and so I appreciate you all thinking about me too, saying, get some rest. So I'm going to get some rest, and I've had an amazing conversation with you all today. Like, I really feel everyone was there for each other and sharing, and we'll do this again. So I'm gonna end the stream now, and just appreciate you all. I really do, and I look forward to the next chat, next stream, which will be tomorrow, 3 a.m. Eastern US, and I think 10 a.m. No, 11 a.m. European Central Time, and 6 p.m. in Australia. So much love to everyone. Thank you all. We'll catch up soon.